great announcement today.
New captain of the Port Adelaide Footy Club, Travis Boak. Congratulations, Trav. How are you?
Thanks very much, guys.
When did you find out?
Last night, Kenny and Richo brought me and Brad into his office, and just had a little chat and sort of gave us the news then, and then it was all announced this morning.
Had you been expecting it?
No, not at all. It was a bit of a shock. We sort of knew that there was something was going to happen, whether it was Dom again or myself or Brad or Harty was going to do the job. But yeah, we knew that it was that sort of up in the air, and we were just sort of going about our business this pre-season and continuing what we've been doing, and yeah, so it sort of came out that way, and made them over the moon, and so proud to captain this great club.
Had Dom given you any indication what he was going to do?
Not at all. It was sort of just all happened last night, really, and I think Ken and Richo sat down with Dom over the last week, I think it was, and sort of explained where they were going, and then sort of expressed it to myself and Brad, and then here we are. So Dom's been fantastic for the club over the last 4 or 5 years. What he's done, and he's it's probably been the hardest job, captaincy. In the last 3 or 4 years, we've been through a lot of tough times, and Dom's really held us together as a great leader, and he'll continue to be a great leader around the club, and someone that myself and a lot of other leaders will look up to.
Have you spoken to him since last night?
Yeah, I've spoken to him this morning, and we've had a good little chat, and he's congratulated me, and I said, mate, it doesn't change too much, and I'll continue to need your support, and he'll be around the club along with Kane as another senior player in the club. He'll continue to give a lot of great support for myself and Brad and the other leaders.
Boakey, congratulations. Just terrific, mate. 6 years ago, you're a shy young country lad. Now you're the captain of an AFL footy club. And I don't think there'd be any doubt that day would have happened, but well done nevertheless. Can you explain the process to us? Because previous years has been a players' vote. Doesn't sound like there was a players' vote for this one.
Yeah, look, I think it come down to Ken and Richo and the rest of the coaches in the end. But we went through a process of, going through our trademarks and players rating each other on those. And Ken expressed that, our leaders had to be high up in them to be a captain of the club. And then myself and Brad were high up in that. So it was still a lot to do with the players, on rating each player on what we want to stand for around the club, and that's sort of where it went. And then Ken and Richo had final say in the end.
Boakey, is there a leadership group? I noticed that you're the captain. The press has said that Brad's now the vice captain, and well done to him too. A very famous Port Adelaide name. I think the two of you will be fantastic for a lot of years. But what is the structure? Are there a leadership group? Schulze, Trengove, all those guys that were in the leadership group last year. What is the structure?
Yeah, not as yet. It's just myself and Brad at the moment. I think the leadership group will probably be announced in the next couple of weeks. But those guys will be up there again, and then hopefully we've got some younger guys pushing for the leadership group as well. We're not sure on how many numbers yet. I think that'll be decided over the next couple of weeks.
How is Dom after his illness? He had meningitis, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was actually a pretty big sickness in him. I mean, He knocked him around for a fair while. He was in hospital for a few days, so he's back at the club training now. I think he's just had a bit of a sore calf over the last week or so that's why he hasn't been training fully. But I think he's fully over the illness now, and a healthy, getting old man.
Well, that's contagious. I hope none of the guys got too close to him.
Boakey, he led by example. He's spread defensively, his tackling, his competitiveness. He was a terrific leader from that front on the field. What do you think your style will be? I guess you have a bit of you and a bit of him.
Yeah, look, I've learned a hell of a lot from Dom over the last few years since I've been in the leadership group and vice captain to him last year. And look, if I can play half as courageous as he does on game day, then I'll be doing all right. He puts his body on the line, and he's a true heart and soul of the club. And look, I'll just continue to keep going the way I've been going over the last few years with my leadership, and just continue to be trying to lead by example in the way I do things around the club and train and prepare for games. And I think Ebo's a lot the same. His training and his work rate during games is outstanding, and a lot of guys look up to him with that sort of stuff. And we'll have other leaders as well bringing other attributes in, and we'll continue to help our our younger guys and communicate with our younger guys and try and improve them and work our way back up the ladder.
Instructional voice, what do you like with that out there for stoppages and structures?
Yeah, look, I've been doing a lot of work on that with, firstly starting to understand our structures and our game plan and making sure I know every single thing so I can, be another coach out on the ground. And I think I'm starting to really improve in that area over the last couple of years. And, along with Brad and Matty Broadbent and Kane and these sort of senior guys, we're the real, voice and coaches really out on the ground when we're in those setups. And along with, Schultz in the forward line and Alapade and Jacko in the back line, we're really just coaches out on the ground as well.
Who do you look up to in the AFL as a captain?
I guess probably Dom was obviously one of them, but I think I think when Kirky was captaining Sydney, he was one I always watched, and I guess with my type of game, I always watch players who lead by example, and Joel Selwood at Geelong is definitely one of those. He's one that other guys just watch and go, okay, we've got to follow this guy, and that's something I sort of look at, and I'll take little bits from each captains and hopefully can improve gradually, and learn on the job and help my teammates out.
They tried to get you, Geelong. They sent the deputation over to try and get you. How close did they come?
Look, I was up and down for probably that whole year. There was times I didn't know what I wanted to do, and there was with my family situation and things like that. But look, what I wanted was really to start the club, and I'm so excited now to be a part of this new era at the club, and it's been a huge change over this year, and a really step up in everything we've been doing around the club, and it's a lot of accountability around the club at the moment, and we're really looking forward to a big year and hopefully taking big steps forward. Was
the leadership offered to you at that stage of indecision when they were trying to get you to commit?
No, not at all. It was never spoken about. Not once did I speak about it with Rhodey or Matty at that stage or anything like that. So it was only brought up in once Kenny got here and pre-season started. We sort of sat down and said, okay, we want to see who can captain this club, and it was only from then really.
How's your mum? She's always been so proud of you, and you left home, and we all know the circumstances there, how difficult that was. But yep. How's she been? How's when you've spoken to her? Tell us her reaction.
Yeah, look, she's been great. She's been texting me all day, seeing how I was going. She knows I was in for a pretty big day, so she's been messaging me all day. But I rang her last night, and she was in tears straight away.
Was she?
She just said she was so proud, and Dad would be proud, and it's fantastic to hear that from her. But she nearly made me cry when she started crying. She was so excited. So it was a great moment. She's coming over next week, so it'll be great to see her.
You're the captain of the Port Adelaide Footy Club. It is a proud moment. Now,